My next YouTube series was going to be about people who are influential, doing cool things like in the sewing community. But most of those people told me no or just completely didn't respond. So instead I'm going to do this little series where I am going to be highlighting those people, asking the questions here that I would have asked them. This is Angel Gentle right there. He has a company where he makes one-of-one jackets. They are really nice, don't get me wrong. But these jackets are not what makes him special. He created a community called Hike and Sew. And Hike and Sew, when he first started, nobody showed up. He was the only one. And so that went viral and then more people came. This is really, really unique because how many people do you know are taking their sewing machine, their fabric, their setup, hiking with it somewhere in the middle of anywhere and putting their machine up to sew? Outside of all that it takes to do all that, how many people are exposing their machines to the elements? But I do think this is a really cool way to build community around sewing and hiking or whatever your hobby is, period. A challenge that he has going is going to be trying to do a hike and sew in all 50 states by the year 2027. And I think that is really, really interesting. And I wonder how that is actually going to pan out for the next year. One question I would have asked was, what was the moment that he decided that he absolutely was going to create a job for his mom so she was not exploited as a sewer? His mom has a disability, and instead of watching her continue to go wherever it was she's working, he created this brand and this job partially to give his mom a job. I would also ask him, is he going to continue to only do these one-of-one jackets, or does he have plans to grow or scale this? It's nice, but as we know, sustainability is not really sustainable when you are the only one, or you and someone else are the only one making things in your business. I would also ask him, what was the thoughts that he came up with in his brain to say, I'm going to create a community around hiking and sewing. Sewing is not a very mobile hobby, as like I've already said. So why hiking and sewing, and what was the intention there? Because his hike and sew community got big after he showed, like, did nobody show up? What was the disappointment like in that moment? And what was the shift that said, hey, I'm still gonna do this and let's see how this pushes? I would also ask him, when was the first time you realized that faces keep coming back? And how did that feel to him after having no one show up to having not just new faces show, but the same people come and actually begin to build the community? Because that is how you build community, when the same people and the same faces show up over and over and over again. Something else I would ask him is about his challenge to do hike and sew in all 50 states. How is that going? How is the planning? Is he going to collaborate with other communities, other creators, other people, brands in other states to help push that? That is a lot of logistics, travel, groundwork, getting people to show up, tapping into different states and different markets. Like, that is a huge undertaking, even if it's spread out over a year. That's 52 weeks in a year. That is one state every week, basically. And you give yourself a 2-week break. I would love to talk to him about those details, doing that, because that is event coordination on steroids, and I love that kind of stuff. My last question, at least for right now, would have been, if Hike and Sew disappeared tomorrow, what would actually be lost? And not just for him, but for the people around him. Does he think that he's going to always do this? Is this going to be just a little bit now? And if it is going to be something he's always going to do, and even after branching into other states, will he create chapters? How will this grow? Does he have any intentions on growing it? Or is the 50 states just a challenge to himself, and he's got no intentions on growing Hike and Sew beyond his state? But if it left today, if it left tomorrow, what would that do to him and the community he built?